This is the greatest defending tutorial you will ever watch. Pay close attention, okay? Look in this example what's happening. Even before the opponent has played the ball into his Marquisio, I've already switched to my Van Dijk and I am covering his striker. Why am I doing this? Guys, remember in FIFA, defending is not, okay, I'm going to make a tackle and get the ball back. Defending is more about situational awareness. Yes, and the moment your situational awareness improves, you will improve as a FIFA player and your defense will improve, okay? Now, what is the situation here? You can see there is a striker free and I need to make sure that the opponent knows that, okay, you cannot make the pass into the striker. This is the most dangerous pass and we have to always prioritize and mark the most dangerous pass, right? So after I do that, the opponent is then forced to do something else. See, he is now forced to turn back. Afterwards, what are we going to do? Again, situational awareness. While our 4 defenders are in place, we have switched to our Yaya Toure and now we are covering this guy. We are running at him. Why? Because very common pass is to make the pass into the midfielder, but this guy is intelligent, so he does not do that. While also we are holding the second man press, so our ram presses him, right? So if you can get your lamb to press also your strikers, get them to drop back and press the opponent, it's very good, right? It's not about the buttons that we are pressing here. Everyone can press these buttons. That is not the art. The art is perspective and situational awareness. Even if you look at top defenders in football, they will tell you this, right? So the fundamentals are the same. Afterwards, once he has bypassed our midfield, we took a calculated risk with Yaya Toure. It's all about taking risks, but the risk should be calculated. I took a calculated risk. If he had passed the ball into Marquisio, I would have been on a counter attack, right? You always have to take risks. Once again, I take another risk. I bait him into thinking that, okay, I will mark this pass, but then I will recover. I will drop back. This is called calculated risk. So far we have learned that if we can improve situational awareness in combination with calculated risk, we can improve as defenders, right? He does make that pass into KTB, but the pass will be offset because we are on Lucio, and this is mechanic of FIFA, right? If you are defending manually, usually the passes will be off. Now look, in this situation, what am I doing? I am running with my attacker towards the opponent's most likely pass while doing second man press. So my Ribery with the red arrow will press the guy and I need to defend with 2 players, situational awareness, right? And calculated risk. So if he decides to turn back and pass back into the midfield, which is the most common pass, he will struggle and I will get the ball back. Now once again, I am rushing out at him with my CDM. Now you should never leave the CDM position with your CDM and run on the wings, because then that leaves a gap in the middle. But this is called calculated risk, right? So many players, they always just run back. No, you have to change that and bring this passive aggressive defending into your game, right? Look, afterwards I show him that, okay, I'm gonna run straight at you, and then immediately when I sense that he is going to make a decision, I switch to Cancelo and try to mark his pass into Salah, right? What will happen then? Afterwards, quickly, I see that he has now changed his mind. This is called situational awareness. No one can teach you this. I can only show you the way and change your perspective. If you change your perspective with me, you will improve, right? Look, with VVD, I have now switched to VVD and I'm trying to mark the pass into Ginola. This is a very detailed video. I don't make these often, but for me, in this video, I said, okay, let them learn defending. Even if the video gets longer, doesn't get too many views, it's fine. I just want to make sure that you learn, okay? Now, once again, with VVD, I'm taking a calculated risk, right? You should not pull defenders out of position. That is the core basic of FIFA, right? But you can do that if you know what you are doing. I switch to VVD and I pull him out of position slightly because it's very likely this guy might make the pass into Haaland. Now look, the moment I pull him out of position, I am now rushing back with the R2 button. I am only holding the R2 button and running back at top speed with Van Dijk. So I make sure that this pass is not played into Haaland, right? So it's all about situational awareness. He does a player lock. I track him. I come back in position. Once again, now my defense is in position. So many people ask me, why is our defense not in position? It's because you pull your players out of position and then you do not put them back, right? Once again, I then switch to Van Dijk at the last moment and get the ball back. Look at this in full time. Running back and making sure that I know what is happening. As a defender, my goal is to be in control of the game, not the attacker, right? If I am in control, I will win most balls. It's not about, okay, I'm always going to keep a straight back line and I'm going to jockey, use the gas and brake and use the speed jockey. No, We are not selling stuff for views. I am teaching you the real thing, right? It's about situational awareness and calculated risk. You can only improve this by playing better players, watching better players, and watching videos like this one. Okay. Now with Lucio, we have switched to Lucio and we are second man pressing with Van Dijk. Why? Because it's most likely that the opponent will pull the ball back in the middle. Because remember, at the end, even if the opponent goes in the wings, he is always going to come back in the middle. So the priority is always to defend the middle, right? What happens now? Because with Lucio, we are defending the midfield. He turns back, but we end up getting the ball back. Once again, with Lucio, I pull him out of position. Why do I pull him out of position? Because it's a calculated risk. He might be tempted to play the ball into Ginola, and then I know that he is playing the ball into Ginola. I will run back and get the ball back, right? It's all about what? Again, situational awareness. I know what's happening on the pitch. So it's very important for you to look up and see what's happening on the pitch. Now what has happened? I have pulled Yaya Toure on the wing. Because I pulled him out on the wing, there is so much space in the middle. Now, again, I have to be aware of this situation, and I know that Yaya Toure is my CDM. I need to run back with him in the midfield. If I don't run back with him in the midfield, the opponent will have a free pass into Haaland, his striker, and I will be in trouble. So what am I doing here? I'm putting him back in position, and now I make sure that my defense is once again in position. I will use my attackers to press him. Look how I'm using my attackers to press the opponent, constantly switching between my players and just applying sustained pressure. So if we can use these 2 to 3 things, being situational awareness, defensive positioning, and sustained pressure, there is no way on earth our defending will not improve, right? This might be confusing for you. If it is confusing, watch this video a couple of times, guys, because if you understand this concept, your defending will improve. If you think in FIFA is not Call of Duty. If you think in FIFA pressing buttons will take you so far, you are wrong. These are the things. This is the perspective. The change of perspective will take you so far that you cannot imagine. Now click here to learn the most overpowered custom tactic.